Good afternoon, Trump family. Welcome to Open Source News. Have a great Friday, everyone. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and turn on that notifications bell so you don't miss a thing. Alright, the following is a collection of news from Patriots. Let's get into the news this Friday morning. And things are not looking good for Hunter Biden, as the Republican Congress is going to start investigating his ties to Joe Biden and, of course, their ties to Ukraine, Russia, and China, all in this influence peddling scheme that they have been running for years. They know this laptop is going to be the key of everything. And now Hunter Biden and his lawyers are trying to sue to make it go away. That's right. So now all of a sudden is no longer I guess, the longer Russian disinformation, right, as the 50 head of Intel agency, and Joe Biden himself said, no, that's Russian disinformation, about Hunter Biden laptop desktop real, that's just Russian information. Actually, no, it is real, right? And we've known for a long time, and it is real. The FBI knew it was real. The DOJ knew it's real, and they all sat on it because they didn't want a possibility for that to have any type of influence on the election. And people understand how much a criminal Joe Biden actually was using his son to peddle influence. So now Hunter Biden, of course, Joe Biden proxy, is doing everything they can in order for this not to come to any more light, because they know the consequences of this is going to be harsh, and they need to be harsh. So let's go and take a look what we have here. It says Hunter Biden is having an emotional meltdown right about now, finally admits laptop from hell is his. That's right. Oh, it's all good. We all knew already. The New York Post reported that the first son Hunter Biden's lawyers admitted late Wednesday that the infamous laptop that the now 52-year-old abandoned at the Delaware computer repair shop in the throes of his crack cocaine addiction does indeed belong to him. The revelation came and they put a letter from Hunter's lawyer seeking a criminal probe into what they called attempts to weaponize its contents. In the 14-page letter dealt to Delaware Attorney General Kathy Jane Jennings, Biden's attorney Abel claimed that the repair shop owner John Paul Mac Isaac unlawfully accessed Hunter's laptop data and worked with former President Donald Trump's personal lawyer Rudy Giuliani to weaponize the sordid and incriminating content on it against Joe Biden. This failed dirty political trick directly resulted in the exposure and exploitation and manipulation of Mr. Biden's private and personal information, Lal said. Mr. Isaac's intentional, reckless and unlawful conduct allowed for hundreds of gigabytes of Mr. Biden's personal data without any discretion to be circulated around the internet. Mac took the possession of the laptop and hard drive late in 2019, after trying and failing for months to notify Hunter that the device was ready to be picked up. Once the shop owner saw their laptop's contents, including emails detailing influence peddling, involving then Vice President Joe Biden, and videos of the younger Biden smoking crack and having relations with prostitutes and his work co-workers, he alerted the FBI. By the way, do you notice that the same with the Biden boys, they never take responsibility for what they did? It's always someone else's fault. It's truly disgusting. Right. And so the letters were also sent by Hunter Biden's lawyers on Wednesday to the Justice Department's National Security Division and the IRS. Of course, this is a desperate Hail Mary being thrown right before Congress begins their investigations into the Biden boys and their crooked business dealings. You gotta wonder, is Joe Biden going to come out and apologize to the American people for lying and claiming that the laptop was Russian disinformation? Yeah, I don't think so. There's too many of these individuals out there who will never apologize for a thing, because they don't believe they've been in the wrong. So we'll see how this works out for Hunter Biden, as they're about to be pulled out in front of Congress here very soon to answer these questions and to get to the bottom of all of the influence peddling that Joe Biden was using his son for and until Hunter Biden and his lawyer finally admit the laptop with all the gross photos evidence of his dad being a part of his businesses, illegal business dealings and bribes is his, and now he wants a federal investigation, not to put himself in jail, but to figure out how they were using it against him illegally. The Federal Reserve seems to think 2023 will be a good economic year for people and for businesses. Trump gives details about Ron DeSantis and Ilhan Omar is removed from her House committee seats, and it blew up the floor of Congress. Alright, there's some bombshell information leaked on the floor of Congress last night about Social Security, IRS and the veteran benefits, and I'll make sure to leave a link at the end of this video. The Federal Reserve has just raised rates by 25 basis points. We knew that would happen. This is the smallest increase, however, that they have done since March of last year, which means the Federal Reserve is becoming more and more optimistic regarding the state of the U.S. economy. Chairman Jerome Powell made some shocking statements that investors loved regarding how the Federal Reserve is viewing the U.S. economy. He stated different participants have different forecasts, but generally those forecasts are for continued subdued growth, some softening in the labor market, but not a recession. Now, with this in mind, 2023 will likely be a fairly decent year for the economy, and 2024 could be even better. According to Powell, former President Donald Trump appeared on the Hugh Hewitt radio show where he detailed his perspective of Ron DeSantis, begging for his endorsement in 2018. Trump stated, "You remember he DeSantis had nothing. He was dead. He was leaving the governor race. He came over and he begged me for an endorsement. He was getting ready to drop out. There were tears coming from his eyes. He said, 'If you endorse me, I will.'" When Trump continued on and claimed credit for nearly all the success DeSantis has had so far, and reinstated his belief that it would be very disloyal of DeSantis to run against him. How do you view this whole situation? To me, I know that Trump is trying to be Trump and push people out, but is bad-mouthing someone who could be your VP or run against you this early a smart move within the Republican Party? Let me know your thoughts down below. Okay. The president's son Hunter Biden and his lawyers are coming after the people that leaked his personal data that was on his laptop from Hill, as the Republicans call it. They have pushed for both federal and state investigators to investigate those responsible. This is the first time that Biden's legal team has admitted that the controversial laptop was indeed Hunter Biden's after all of these years. Now, a letter sent to Delaware's Attorney General argues that John Paul Mac Isaac, the owner of the repair shop Hunter by the left his laptop app, is accused of accessing his personal information without his permission. Now, John Paul's attorney stated, after skimming the letter, "The only thing I see is a privileged person hiring yet another high-priced attorney to redirect attention away from his own unlawful actions. So they don't seem very scared that there's going to be a state or federal investigation, especially based on what's actually on this laptop." Now here's where I really lose some faith in the country. 50 former intelligence officials signed a sworn affidavit for the media that the Hunter laptop was fake, and that it was a Russian disinformation campaign. This means that either all 50 of these former U.S. intelligence officials are either liars in order to prop up the Biden family, or they're complete idiots, and honestly, I don't know which one scares me more, liars or idiots right now. The Dow Jones was red today, while the S&P 500, Nasdaq and Russell 2000 were all green. The Nasdaq blasted off. Gold and silver were basically neutral today. Now, according to a new Pentagon-based classified document reported by Politico, the United States government believes that Ukrainian forces are unlikely to be able to recapture Crimea from Russian troops in the near future, according to Politico and their sources. Now, this information is sure to upset Ukraine, as they had high hopes of recapturing Crimea completely. This is likely a big reason why Zelensky was requesting fighter jets that they don't have in order to go clear Crimea of Russian control. So Zelensky doesn't want a bunch of $80 million F-16 jets to defend his people and his capital. He wants it to try to take back a territory from a war Ukraine lost years ago to Putin. I mean, I felt like this war is starting to go off course, and it's costing the American taxpayers a ton of money. But let me know your thoughts down below. If they were to give jets, should those jets be used to defend these innocent civilians that are being massacred during bombings and missile strikes? Or should they go and try to reclaim Crimea, a territory of Ukraine that they lost many years ago? Let me know your thoughts down below. With the United States already providing tanks, providing jets would almost surely spark World War III. Russian spokeswoman Maria Zakharova criticized the French for even considering that possibility. She stated, "Is the French president really sure that supplying the key regime with arms, heavy weapons and aircraft for combat operations will not escalate the situation? I refuse to believe that a grown man can have such logic." Well, Russia has said out loud, "We see this as a provocation. We see this as you entering the war." So yeah, I guess that grown man in France is worried about kicking off World War III. Republicans have removed Representative Ilhan Omar from her committee seat because of past things she said that they deemed as anti-Semitic. Now, some Democrats have agreed that she did use inappropriate language. And she said that she didn't fully understand it because English isn't her first language. Now I read through the arguments, they are a little bit weak, likely, they just didn't want her on the committee. So why not say that you just don't want her on the committee, instead of always using the race card or the anti-Semitic card? To me, it just seems crazy. Now the American people also agree with Republicans. According to new polling data, only 27% of the country felt that Representative Omar was qualified to sit on the committee. So again, remove her from a committee for the real reasons, and not just, throwing out these crazy excuses. Now AOC decided to throw one out and said that Representative Omar was being removed because she's a woman of color, and white Republicans just can't stand it. So again, now the race car, the anti-Semitic card. They're all being played up on the Hill. It was a crazy day on the Hill. You have to admit that right now former White House Chief of Staff Ron Klain just basically announced that Biden is planning to announce his run for president yesterday at his goodbye party. Klain said while crying that Biden is the best dad and friend that guy could have and that he can't wait to back him when he runs in 2024. So basically, he is running. Ladies and gentlemen, give me your thoughts below. And hit subscribe right now. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you for watching the video.